And welcome back. I'm joined once again by Ambassador Roger Noriega and Alan Berman. And gentlemen, I want to show you a map of a so-called tractor factory in Venezuela. Now, this tractor factory has Iranian fingerprints all over it. And Roger, you provided us with this map. What's going on really at this so-called tractor factory? I have a feeling John Deere isn't paying a visit to this tractor factory.
Well, this is the most heavily guarded tractor factory in the hemisphere, if not the world. It's basically a military-style compound. We've had several eyewitnesses visit and even videotape that facility. It's watchtowers, an internal high-security facility that you see there that is actually accessible only to Iranians. We've had Venezuelan officials who've said that they, who tried to enter that facility or certain buildings there, and they were denied access.
So let me stop you right there, Roger. You have a tractor factory on Venezuelan soil, yet Iran is controlling this factory on Venezuelan soil, and even Venezuelan officials in their own country aren't allowed into this tractor factory.
Absolutely. We understand that that high security facility is accessible only to Iranians who come and go. This is out in the middle of nowhere, but actually close to that uranium deposit.
And speaking of visitors to this tractor factory, apparently Mahmoud Ahmadinejad himself, the Iranian president, was at this tractor factory in recent years.
Absolutely.
And I don't think he was browsing to buy a tractor, to say the least, unless he wanted to maybe mow down some protesters in the streets of Tehran with it, unfortunately. Moving on, Alan, I want to talk about Hezbollah. You can't talk about Iran and not talk about Hezbollah. That's just the way it works, unfortunately. How is Venezuela forging a relationship with not only Hezbollah, but other terrorist groups?
Hezbollah is a group that is truly global. It's not just localized in the Middle East. It's here in our hemisphere. It's in the tri-border region in Latin America. It also has a very established presence in Venezuela. And there's a lot of fear that because of the permissive political environment in Venezuela and in adjoining Latin American countries, that Hezbollah really has the room to stretch in a way that will adversely impact American security.
Roger, I want to show you a few pictures that you provided exclusively to us here at Stackleback on Terror. A few pictures here of Venezuelan government officials meeting with leaders from Hezbollah. Venezuelan officials openly meeting in the bunker in Beirut. As you see, pictures of Hassan Nasrallah, the Hezbollah leader, in the room. So Venezuela isn't hiding it. They're openly meeting with one of the world's most notorious Islamic terror groups, which has killed many Americans, by the way, Hezbollah.
Well, these are sort of family photos that we've gotten access to by some of our sources, so they're not shouting it from the rooftops. But, I think our government should be asking the question, what is the Venezuelan ambassador to Lebanon and to Syria and other officials from the Venezuelan government doing, meeting with the head of Hezbollah's intelligence apparatus? You have a lot of radicals in the Venezuelan government with ties to the Middle East, and that's another disturbing fact.
And I want to ask you about a guy who kind of links this whole Hezbollah Venezuela relationship together. He's kind of the common theme throughout these relationships. His name is Ghassan, bear with me here, Ghassan Atef Salameh Nasruddin Abu Ali. A good Irish boy, it sounds like. But tell me about him, Roger, in all seriousness. Who is he, and why is he so important to this Venezuela-Hezbollah relationship?
Well, that name is as Irish as it is Venezuelan, but this is a Venezuelan citizen as of 10 years ago. He arrived there from Lebanon.
Hezbollah country.
He is now the DCM of the Venezuelan government in Syria, and he.
Explain that a little more.
Well, he's the deputy chief of mission we actually have a photo of him meeting with Assad.
You see it right here. Here's the photo.
Assad and Chavez.
Right? Chavez is grinning in the background.
It's an intimate photo. I mean, this is remarkable stuff. And the fellow is a designated terrorist by the United States government for supporting Hezbollah. and he's a Venezuelan diplomat. He comes back and works.
But let me get this straight, Roger. I'm sorry to stop you, but a specially designated global terrorist is a high-ranking Venezuelan diplomat.
He's one of several, as a matter of fact. And he has a network back in Venezuela that he works with in terms of coordinating relationships with Hezbollah and its activities not only in Venezuela but elsewhere in Latin America.